After the Mitteler Rebbe had published several Sforim of Maimorim of the Alter Rebbe and Maimorim with his explanation, with his biurim, he decided to publish a whole set of Toras Chaim, Maimorim of the Alter Rebbe, Al Seder Hashanah, and the Parshias of the Chumash. He wrote about it a letter to Anash in the year of Tov Kuf Pei Dalet, saying that his plan, and saying that he will not publish it in full books. He would only publish it kuntreisim, and send it to subscribers that would pay for it only a small amount of pennies for each one. And he said the first thing he would do would be to publish 2 volumes on the Sefer Bereshis. It didn't work out. A half year later, the winter of Tov Kuf Pei Hei, the winter of 1825, he wrote another letter that even though there was complications and delays, he hopes to work on it now. And he will give out 1 volume on Bereshis till Parshas Vayetze. That also didn't materialize right away. It took 2 years till the year of Tov Kuf Pei Vov, 1826, till he gave out this first volume. Although he said in the letter that this volume will contain Maimorim till Vayetze, on the shar of the Sefer it says it contains Maimorim till Parshas Toldos, not as much as he hoped in the beginning. We open the Sefer and we see that it has Maimorim only till Chayesara, not as much as he hoped when he started and published the shar blot of the Sefer. And what about the rest? The rest he didn't succeed. So before the Stalkes in Tov Kuf Pei Ches, in the year of the end of 1817, he called over his son to his bed and says, "You know how much I wanted to print the Toras Chaim, the Maimorim of the Alter Rebbe, and the Parshas. I didn't succeed. Please see to it. It should be." He started working on it, but till it was published, went through a long time. It was published in Tov Reish Chov Vov, 1866. And even then, only on Bereshis, not the other volumes. The other volumes of Toras Chaim was published only after the Frierdiker Rebbe came to the States. Then there was in his collection a whole set of Maimorim of the Alter Rebbe and the Mitteler Rebbe and the whole Chumash in the Ksav Yad of the Reb Shmuel Sefer, the scribe that would usually copy the Maimorim of the Rebbe. He gave an order. It should be published as a copy from his Ksav Yad, the Ksav Yad of Reb Shmuel Sefer, that was very clear Ksav Yad, and people would be able to learn it from a copy of the Ksav Yad. Why was it so complicated? In the years of Tovkuf Ein Daled till Tovkuf Pei Gimel, for these 9 years, every year he had published at least one sefer. And then when he started the Teres Chaim, it became so much complicated. Why was it? It was because the period of the Mitteler Rebbe was a very, very harsh period for Jews in Russia. Starting with the Napoleon War in the year of Tovkuf Ein Gimel, 1813, when he destroyed many of the Jewish cities in White Russia. The Jews became there then very poor. One helped another to build himself up, build a house and a family. Then in the year of Tovkuf Pei Gimel, the year of 1823, came out another gzera of the government against the Jewish people. Many of the Jewish people lived in villages around the big cities. Then there was in each village a poritz, the owner of the village, and his workers. And the Yidden was sochem, they dealt between the poritz and the workers, and with the workers they would have little stores, food, other things. But the government decided they don't like that. They want to illuminate the whole part, the Jewish part in these villages. So in one day, they sent soldiers to all the villages. They came into the Jewish house. They took out all the people and they forced them on the wagon and they took them into the big cities and left them on the street. Thousands and thousands of Jewish people in the middle of a day lost everything, and they are in the middle of a street of a big Jewish city where all the Jews had to find sources for rebuilding the household of these Jews. The Jews made then a big campaign. In the head of the campaign stayed on the side of the Misnagdim was Reb Chaim of Volozhin, and on the side of the Chassidim was Reb Pinchas Reizes, one of the special largest Chassidim of the Alter Rebbe, Mitteler Rebbe. In Lubavitch there was a big meeting and a campaign, but that got the Jewish nation in Russia very, very poor, very, very difficult. It wasn't even possible then to print Sforim and hope the Eden should buy it. So the Mitteler Rebbe writes, says, since I know how much you want to learn the Memoriam of the Alter Rebbe, so he would only publish Kuntreisim and send it to the subscribers, the Chassidim. It wouldn't be so difficult because they would have to pay only pennies every week. And over a year or two, he would finish the whole volume, so then each one would have a whole volume for himself. He started that in Tovkuf Pei Dalet. But it didn't work out because then came another complication. The Alter Rebbe, the Mitteler Rebbe, became sick. He ordered Chassidim to stop coming to him so much because he couldn't accept everyone to Yechidus. If someone has a problem and he must come, he should speak to my son-in-law, the Rebbe Tzemach Tzedek. So he couldn't really write it yet. So he's writing another letter in Tovkuf Pei in 1825 that even though there was difficulties, but I still hope that I will be able to do it at least till Parshas Vayetze. Even this didn't happen in the year of Tovkuf Pei, only till the year of Tovkuf Pei Vav. What happened in the mid-time? The Mitteler Rebbe became so sick, he had to go to doctors for treatment outside of Russia, where he went in the beginning of the summer of Kuf Pei, and he stayed there till the end of the year. He came back home for Tishrei Tov Kuf Pei Vov. So he couldn't write it, prepare it yet for publication. He thought that he will come back and then he felt a little better, he'll be able to sit down and prepare this volume for print. Came then another problem. While he was out of Russia, there was 3 malshinos against him. And when he came back, he was forced to jail, to go to Vitebsk for Kiro Drisha about his whole status, how Chassidim are supporting him and how he runs the whole Chassidus. They kept him in Vitebsk till Yud Kislev Tovkuf Pei Vov. And then the whole year of Tovkuf Pei Vov, the whole year of 1826, they sent Chokrim, investigators, to all Chassidim of the Mitteler Rebbe in Russia, in many cities, to investigate what caused them to support him and his activities, and if it was fully with their will or the Mitteler Rebbe demanded it. After the whole year of Tovkuf Pei Vov, the Khovansky, the governor of Vitebsk, decided to send the whole file to Petersburg, to the Supreme Court, the Senate of Petersburg. They should bring the Mitteler Rebbe to Petersburg in jail, like they brought the Alter Rebbe in jail in Petersburg, and investigate him about all his activity. That was already too much for the Mitteler Rebbe. Right after Tishrei, he went to Hadich, to the Tzion of the Alter Rebbe, his father, to cry out his heart and to ask for a bracha. He was crying so much and was so difficult for him, the whole thing. On the way back, when they reached the city of Nezhin, they couldn't survive. And then there was the Istalkes. So before the Istalkes, he called his son, Menachem Nochem, and told him, you see how much I was trying to get the Teres Chaim, but I didn't succeed yet. Only the one volume of the Parshas till Chai Soro. See to it that you'll find a way how to prepare it to tfus, to print, as my pnimisdike wish. It took many years for him. He published one volume on Breishis in the year of Tov Reish Chavov, 1866. But not yet the whole set on Chumash. That was finished when the Frierdiker Rebbe ordered it should be published as a copy of the Ksav Yad of Reb Shmuel Sefer, the famous scribe that would usually copy the Memorim of the Rebbeim in a very clear handwriting.